Hello, today we're going to make this three-dimensional fish with animation in Blender from a 2D photo and import it into Unity Game Engine. So let's get started. Okay, over here in Blender we're just going to pick up a general layout, I guess you would say, in this workspace. We're going to click X and get rid of this box. Okay. Now you're going to click Shift A and pull up an image, and we're going to use not background but reference image, and here's where you're going to pick up your image from where you saved it. Okay, I got my image right here, fish enemy, and load reference image, and you're going to see it's going to pop up in the screen quite weird, like sort of at all weird angles. Not a problem. We're going to reset the rotation and angle and just click Alt R, and there you go. There's the fish. It's on a flat plane. Okay, so we're going to also rotate this. Click R on the X axis, X by 90 degrees, and left click, and there you have the fish will now be oriented correctly in the game. That's right facing and that's top, so you can see that it's flat on the top. So if you click 1 on your number pad, it'll automatically orient the drawing straight ahead. Okay, now to the drawing, we're going to the render here, we're going to add a plane. So click Shift A to have the add whatever object we're going to add a plane, and the plane comes up perpendicular, of course. So we're going to just snap it by clicking R on the X axis, again 90 degrees, and enter. Also, left click on the mouse will register. Okay, we're going to get out of object mode, so Control Tab will have this wagon wheel pop up, and we're going to go to edit mode and just click off in the space here, and left click on this vertex here and click G to grab, and we're just going to line it up with the shape of the fish, and we're just going to go around like this. And create this first section here. Okay. So we want to be sure that we have good topology on our models. And what I mean by that is we want to make sure that things are not skewed too badly as much as they can be, I guess I want to say. So we're just going to bring this down and have it be a little more straight. And then we're going to select these two vertices, this one, and shift select this one and click E to extrude, and we're just going to extrude that out again until we see the next segments here, and just again move each one. I see there's a little gap right here. And I could bring the topology into there, okay? And shift select extrude by clicking E, and just keep going around your particular model in this fashion. One is already selected, so shift select extrude. Okay, now we have our plane for our fish. I'm going to just make the background invisible, so now we can just see the plane. Okay. And we're going to select faces. We're going to select all the faces. Okay, we're going to extrude this E on the Y and just pull it out some. Now we need to delete the faces on the inside here. Select them and X, delete faces. So now we can add the Mirror Modifier in the Modifier tab here on the side. Click Mirror Modifier, and not on the X but the Z axis, and there you have a three-dimensional with no center planes. Okay, so I'm going to select everything and right click and subdivide once. Give me a little more topology. Okay, so I have my topology where I like it. I'm going to click Control Tab, take us over to Sculpt Mode, and on Sculpt I'm going to make sure that my symmetry is on the Z axis, and just test that to make sure it's correct. Yes, and you can see it's shaping both sides of my fish. Alright, so I'm going to hold shift and just kind of lightly go around the edges. Just want to shape my fish up a little bit here. Let's take a look around. Okay, so I just want to make the whole shape a little thinner, so I'm going to scale it on Y. Just kind of bring it in. Whoop. Okay, so it's a thinner. Might even want to make it a slight thinner. Scale it on Y. And there we go. So he'll be more sleek, even though he's going to be swimming in the air. And if you want to change more of your topology, you can go right ahead and do it. I'm just going to leave mine sort of rustic like that. Back in object mode is always Control Tab, and this wagon wheel pops up. Okay. Shaded smooth. Okay, so now we're going to add material. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to add one material at this time, and so we can get right to the armature. So we'll add a material. We'll call this Fish Scales. And we'll make them a bright color and give them a subsurf color. Okay, so we're going to set this up in object mode. You can click wireframe and you'll see the bone. In edit mode, you simply click transparent bones in the overlay, and you can see it through the mesh skin. Okay, so we're going to start editing this bone. I want one sort of body bone here, and to make another bone we click extrude. Okay. I like to have a lot of movement with my characters, so we'll see how it works out. But basically you could see how by clicking 1 on the keypad I stayed on this plane, and I added all the bones by just extruding one from the next, and you have a really nice armature. Okay, alright, so now we want to select the mesh and then select the bones. I kind of go in here and make sure the bones are selected, and then Control P. You want to Armature Deform with automatic weights, and that'll ensure that wherever the bones are will deform the mesh. So let's select pose and see how that whole thing works. And it looks like it's working pretty decently. Of course, we don't have IK set up yet, but we'll get into that in a minute. Very cool. Okay, now we're in this animation workspace. I want to be able to see the bones through the skin, so in the armature tab on the side we want to put the bones in front. Okay, and the overlay, make sure the transparent bones is clicked. Okay, now we're going to start to animate the fish. Okay, so we're going to start to make the swim animation. We want to make sure the auto frame, this button will auto keyframe each movement that we make. So we're going to grab the center bone for his tail, and we'll rotate it on Z, and left click just to set the keyframes. And then we'll just go down here a little bit, and we'll already have the bone grabbed, so we'll rotate that again on Z, just in the other direction, and it's already keyframed. And we'll move down here a little bit more on the timeline and rotate it on Z again. And now we can select and Control Copy, right click down here and Control Paste, and you can see where this is heading. And then we're just going to play this and see what kind of Okay, one way to clean this up is we could take this first keyframe here and copy it and show up down here at the end and paste. Whoops. Move that here. And that'll sort of clean it up. It'll have more of a looping and even a tail smack sort of effect. Clean that up. There we go. So now you can see that the fish is sort of swimming. Okay. Okay, we need to unwrap the mesh, so we're gonna go into object mode and select the mesh, UV editing. So we're going to select all of them and click U, Smart UV Project. Change this island margin up a little bit, and now you see that the mesh has been unwrapped and laid out so the material can be now imported into Unity. So we're going to click File, Export into the FBX and to your file. We want to make sure just the mesh and the armature. Shift, select armature, go into armatures, and it's going to be all the bones, animations. You just want to send all that like that. So and we're going to send this guy. Okay, over here in Unity, we're going to take our fish enemy, extract the materials. The animation we're going to double check is there a swim. Yes, it is, and it's a loop. We're going to apply that. Let's put our fish out here in the world. Change the material opaque so we could see it. Now to this armature we need to add, there's an animator already added. So over here in the fish folder, I'm going to create a animator controller, and it's going to be called fish. And we're going to add that controller to the fish and look at the animator. Now we need to locate that animation which came in with the model. So over here in the models, the animation is right there, and that'll be our default animation. Let's add a little brightness to the fish so we can see it good. And okay, over here in the game you can see we have the fish and the tail is swishing around, and our animation was successful. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I can make more videos. So thank you for joining me. Have a great day.